Hello there, and a massive welcome, especially to everyone at Kent Business College working on your project control and PMP qualifications. Right, today we're diving into governance. But honestly, let's forget the dusty old textbooks for a bit. We're going to tackle this like a grand naval operation. Think of it this way. You've got the admirals high up planning the fleet's entire strategy, and then you have the captains right there on the deck making sure their one ship completes its mission.
So you might be wondering, where does this word governance even come from? Well, it actually goes all the way back to the ancient Greek word kubernao, which, get this, means to steer. How perfect is that for our analogy? Because at its very core, governance is all about having a steady hand on the tiller, whether you're steering a giant corporation or a single, crucial project.
Okay, let's start at the very top. Picture the big strategy room. Maps all over the walls, back at headquarters. This is the domain of the Admiralty. This is what we call corporate governance. It's the highest level of command, looking at the entire fleet, the whole operation. So who are these admirals in the business world? Well, corporate governance is the system that directs and controls the entire organization. The key players, your admirals, are the board of directors and the top executives. Now, their job isn't to worry about the day-to-day running of one department. It's to set the grand strategy for the whole company, make sure everyone is accountable, and basically keep an eye on the entire enterprise. They're the ones deciding the destination.
And all of their meetings, all their planning, it really just boils down to one absolutely fundamental question they're always asking themselves. Are we doing the right projects? Are we sending our ships into the right waters? Are these missions actually aligned with what we're trying to achieve as a company? It's all about making the right choices from the get-go.
All right, we've heard from the top brass. Now let's leave that quiet strategy room and get down to the noisy, windy deck of a single ship in the fleet. This is where the captain is in charge, and this is the world of project governance.
But here's something that is absolutely crucial to remember. This captain is not some rogue pirate doing their own thing. Oh no, they are a commissioned officer of the fleet. You see, project governance isn't some separate kingdom. It operates directly under the authority and the strategic umbrella of corporate governance. The captain's orders come straight from the Admiralty's plan. Without that link, you could have the best captain in the world running the tightest ship, but sailing absolutely magnificently in the completely wrong direction.
Now, to put a more official hat on for a moment, the Project Management Institute, or PMI, has a definition for this. They call project governance an oversight function that's aligned with the main corporate model and covers the entire project lifecycle. So just think of it as the official rulebook for how this particular ship is run, from the day it leaves port to the day it successfully returns.
And this brings us to the captain's big question. If the Admiralty is up there asking, are we doing the right projects, the captain on the deck is constantly asking a slightly different but equally important question. Are we doing the project right? Is my crew working well? Is our navigation spot on? Are we managing our resources properly to get to the destination we are giving?
And here you see it, the two questions side by side. It's so clear, isn't it? On the left, you have the Admiralty's big picture strategic view. Are we choosing the correct missions? And on the right, you've got the captain's focused, tactical view. Are we executing this one mission perfectly? That one little word changes everything. It's really the difference between effectiveness, doing the right thing, and efficiency, doing the thing right. And you absolutely need both. I mean, a perfectly run project that doesn't actually help the company strategy is just a very, very efficient way to waste a lot of time and money.
Okay, so we've got our admirals and we've got our captains. But how do they actually talk to each other? How does that grand plan from headquarters get turned into real action on a ship that might be halfway across the world? Let's take a look at how they're connected.
So let's see how this plays out in the real world. We'll drop the wooden ships and cannons for a second and pick up a modern example, launching a new company mobile app. The principles are exactly the same though. So, all hands on deck.
Okay, here's the chain of command and action. First, you get the Admiralty's decree. The board, our corporate governance, decides this app is strategically important and gives it the green light. Second, a captain is appointed. A project sponsor is put in charge and made responsible for the project's success. Third, the captain needs a council, so a project board is set up to oversee progress and give advice. And finally, you have someone to manage the crew day to day. That's your project manager, making sure the actual work gets done. See, it's a clear line, flowing right from high-level strategy down to the daily grind.
Now, you wouldn't send a captain out on a long voyage without a map, a compass, or telescope, would you? Of course not. And it's the exact same idea for project governance.
To navigate all the tricky parts of a project, the leadership needs a proper set of tools.
And that toolkit, according to PMI, could be broken down into 4 key areas. First up, alignment. The question is our course still true to the big strategic map the Admiralty gave us? Second, you've got risk. Are we constantly scanning the horizon for potential icebergs? Third, performance. How fast are we actually sailing, and are we on track to arrive on time? And last but not least, communications. Are we sending clear signals back to port so the Admiralty knows exactly how the mission is going?
Phew, we have covered a lot of ocean today, from the Admiralty's grand halls all the way down to the ship's bridge. So now it's time to bring our vessel into port, quickly recap the key lessons from our journey, and give you a moment to think about charting your own course.
Right. Let's put it all together in one simple view. Corporate governance. Its focus is the entire organization. It asks that huge strategic question, are we doing the right projects? And its goal is long-term value and strategy. Project governance, on the other hand, zooms right in on a single project. It asks the practical, tactical question, are we doing the project right? And its goal is to deliver specific outcomes and benefits. It really is the fundamental difference between the Admiralty and the captain. And that leaves us to a final question, just for you. Think about your own work, the project you're on right now. What's your role in this naval operation? Are you the captain, a project sponsor, or a manager steering the ship? Are you part of the crew, carrying out the vital daily tasks? Or maybe you're advising the Admiralty on which voyages to even begin. And here's the most important bit. Is everybody on board, from the highest-ranking admiral to the newest crew member, truly steering in the same direction? Something to think about. Thanks for joining us on this voyage.